My name is Gil Scott Heron, and I'm a member of a group called the Midnight Band. And I'd like to explain just a little bit about what that is and what that means and stuff, and what it means to us. It means initially that midnight is the first minute of a new day. And we believe that a new day is in order musically and spiritually and mentally and on a couple of other different levels. It seems that there is a revolution going on in the world. There's a revolution going on in different places. It means that different places and different times are changing. And there's a contribution, of course, that each and every one of us can be making if we are informed in terms of how and exactly how we can make these contributions. For example, most Americans are very egocentric. They consider themselves the center of what's happening. They say, if it's not happening to me, it is not happening. Nothing going on, baby, if it ain't going on right here. Nigga. And if it's not going on in my neighborhood, it is definitely not happening. Because they do all of it in my neighborhood, you see? And then other people feel as though if they have not heard about it from Walter Cronkite, it is sure enough nowhere on this planet happening. You know, because Walter Cronkite has got the hookup as far as most people are concerned and can tell you and will tell you, you see, what's happening. Walter Cronkite may not tell you what's happening. Walter Cronkite, you know, as a matter of fact, since my grandmother, I have not been able to find anyone that really pleased me when they were reading to me. You know? I've always figured, well, hell, let me read it myself. Let me see what's happening. You know, that's not what you said, Walter. That'd be the way I want to respond to that sometimes. Because we see things from the community and from ground level. You see a little bit different than the overseers sometimes see things. And contributions that we need to make, things that are happening with us, are not given enough importance oftentimes in the media. And that was the purpose of the Griot. The Griot was the man that Brother Haley met when he went to Gambia and was trying to find out about himself. They introduced him to the Griot. And the Griot, in talking to him, was referred to as a walking historian or walking librarian and walking encyclopedia. And he helped Brother Haley to hook up with his ancestors and his cousins and stuff. And the Griot tradition has been alive in this country. We have found out that certain things that we have been directed toward just cannot be true. And it has kept black people in particular, other minorities in general, and all of Americans in particular from getting themselves together. For example, in this country, we have a feeling from watching television, the same place Walter Cronkite comes from, that not only can we not do anything in this society, but that if we do something, we will get busted, and we will get busted in an hour. Right. I mean, seriously, gonna get busted in an hour, and the bad vibe about it is it's gonna be some dude, oh, what is it? Snap, Crackle, and Jack. What is it? Kojak, there it is, say it out loud. Kojak, Beretta, all of them. My favorite, of course, being, you know, of the boogie generation, is SWAT. You know, that's the 1 in 5 theory, you dig it? They got the brother comes out with the gun. Right on, brother, go get him. SWAT had the particular mystique about it, you know. It had us looking for it, you know, because like down in D.C., for example, I'll tell you what I mean, I'll give you a specific. Down in D.C., we had the Hanafis that took over these 3 buildings in D.C. And down on 9th Street, everybody was saying, damn, they're gonna SWAT them brothers. There's no doubt about it in our mind. You see, we saw they was gonna hook up Barney from Mission Ridiculous, and they was gonna, like, shoot this poison up through the air vents. And they yeah. 36 hours later, no SWAT. We said, damn, they must all be in Hollywood. Surrounding a building or something. That's what they seem to do. You remember this situation with SWAT surrounding that building? Now, if 5 or 6 of us was to surround this microphone, even if the microphone was somehow radioactive or something, we couldn't touch it. It still couldn't go nowhere because we have it surrounded. And SWAT had some people surrounded and they decided, well, nope. See, station break. Well, burn it on down. It was a hell of a thing. And then this brother took somebody in Cleveland and was holding him as a hostage. And his demand was that all white folks leave Earth. Y'all remember that? Because, the brother's demand was all white folks leave Earth. You know, yeah. I'm saying if you in the demand business, that's a good one. You ain't got one demand, you know, and you gonna hold everybody up and say, this is it, this is what I want, and I ain't getting out of here. You know, because I'm saying there ain't no demands hardly being given up. So you may as well get the one you want. It might have been like a sub-demand, you know, like a sub-plank demand in there, like, you know, demand 1A, like burn all the money. Y'all remember that? Burn all the money, all white folks leave Earth. Those are two demands. We said they're gonna SWAT that brother. It's no question. They gonna SWAT him. There's no doubt in my mind. And I was thinking that certain things that happen that are given certain vibrations and things, we pay very strict attention to it and are oftentimes victims of what is happening. Like people come up to me and every once in a while and they say, tell me, Gil, why aren't the things in the 70s the way they were in the 60s? I say, well, about 10 years in general. But mainly, like, the way I feel is that I would hope that the young brothers and sisters that are dealing out there now would not ever have to go through the things that we went through in the 60s. And that the reason we went through them in the 60s is so that no one else would have to go through that in the 70s. And what has happened, whether anybody believes it or not, is that in a revolution it's just like a war. There are different fronts in different places. And the front and the focus of the effort will not always be on you, but you will always have to be struggling. The fact is that right now the focus is on Southern Africa, and it was on Southeast Asia, and from time to time it's on the Middle East, and for a period of time it was over here and will be over here again, because change is inevitable. You see, change is what we're talking about, and things will change from the wheel to the automobile. From the Wright brothers to the 747 or the Concorde SST, things are gonna change, and no one can stop change. Look all over the world, you'll see prior to the Second World War, there were 4 independent areas in Africa: Ethiopia, Egypt, Liberia, and Libya. And now there are only 3 areas that have not yet gained their independence: Namibia, Azania, and Zimbabwe. And those 3 soon will be independent. Understanding that the cycle of change is something that never stops. And you either help to direct the change or you have to go through the change. And that's the situation that we're relating to. I have an idea that I have written down here I'm going to try to do for you. It's called the New Deal. You know, FDR had one of those, no connection whatsoever. But the New Deal relates to things as we sometimes see them today and what might have happened in terms of them. It says, I have believed in my convictions and I've been convicted for my beliefs. I've been conned by the Constitution and I've been harassed by police. I have been billed for the Bill of Rights as though I did something wrong. I have become a special amendment for what included me all along. Like all men are created equal. No special amendment needed there. I've contributed in every field, including cotton, from Sunset Strip to Washington Square. And what about the nonviolent era? Well, hell, I was the only nonviolent one. As a matter of fact, it wasn't no nonviolence because too many rednecks had guns. There seems to be this pattern that was being followed, and it was hard for a minute to pick up on. But all black leaders who dared to stand up were soon in jail, in the courtroom, or gone. Picked up indiscriminately by shock troops of indiscrimination, and held in jails and held in trials while dirty tricks soured the nation. I've been hoodwinked by professional hoods. My ego got the best of me. Just take everything cool is what they kept saying, and keep your people off the streets. We'll settle all this at the conference table. That's what they said to me. And that brings me back to my convictions and being convicted for my beliefs. Because I believe that these smiles in 3-piece suits with gracious liberal demeanor took our movement off the streets and took us to the cleaners. And every once in a while, it seems to me everything we did was within their plan. And every day we allowed to go by is playing right into their hands. Brothers and sisters, the Midnight Band.